Hey guys, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Addict here. I'm going to show you my machine deck, re-uploading it. Now, before I begin, I would like to show you guys something. Now, everyone who knows that I have a malicious, yes, I have a Destin here malicious. About 5 to 10 people have been asking me, would you trade that? I don't trade on YouTube. I'm sorry to say, I don't trade on YouTube. But the only reason I don't trade on YouTube is because I don't trust people. I could probably send someone a card and they would be like, "Oh, thanks. I'm not gonna send you the card I promised." Yeah, that happens on YouTube. I don't really trust people on YouTube. Even with I have a. This is, by the way, this is my binder with all the cards. It carries about 1,000 cards in here. It's really heavy. If you can just see how thick that is, that's about, I don't know, say about I'd say about 300 pages. No, 200 pages. Yeah, about 100 to 150 pages of cards. Each page holding about 9 cards. So yeah, that took me about a day to make. By the way. All right, so now off that subject, let's start with the deck. I've edited it. I got rid of all the Roid monsters. I've gotten rid of everything except for the Ancient Gears and the Gadgets. And one Union monster and that guy. And there are spells and traps in here that are based around machine types, yada yada yada. Let's get started. 2 Ancient Gears. I'm going from weakest to strongest for the Ancient Gears. Now, when there's an Ancient Gear on the field, you can special summon this guy from your hand in attack position. But it has to be in attack position. You can't summon him in defense position. You have to summon him in attack position. And it's a special summon, so then you can summon again. Then you could sacrifice them, which is really good. 2 Ancient Gear Soldiers. If it attacks, your opponent can activate any spell traps until the end of the damage step. Now, that's the main thing about Ancient Gears. If they attack, most of the time with the Ancient Gears, you're not allowed to activate spells or traps. Ancient Gear Knight, 3 of them. Now, it's a Gemini, so you have to normal summon it to the field, and as of then, it's a normal monster. After you summon it again, it becomes an effect monster. And its effect is that if it attacks, your opponent cannot activate spells or traps until the end of the damage step. So that's pretty much the same thing as Ancient Gear Soldier. Whoop. Hang on. There we go. I'm really showing the wrong card here. Alright. Ancient Gear Engineer. Negate the effect of any trap card that targets this card and destroy it automatically. If this card attacks, your opponent can activate any spells or traps, like most Ancient Gears. And when it attacks, destroy one spell or trap card on your opponent's side of the field. So, it's a 5-star monster, but it only has 1,500 attack and defense. So, that's okay, but its effect really makes up for that. Ancient Gear Beast. It can't be special summoned, so you can't summon it back from the graveyard. The effects of your opponent's monsters that destroyed this card by battle are negated. So now, with this card, your opponent's monsters' effects can't affect this card. If this card attacks, your opponent cannot activate any spells or traps, as usual. Ancient Gear Galvatron Chimera. Yeah. Now, this one is really weird. If you tribute these cards by tributing one of the following monsters, get this card's appropriate effect. There are 3 monsters on here. Before anything happens, I'm going to show you what they are. There's 3 of them. I'm guessing if you have this card, you already know what it is. It's the gadgets. Red, yellow, and green gadget. I will explain those later on in the video. Now, if you sacrifice green gadget, this card gains 200 attack points. So, instead of having 2,300 attack points, it would have 26. If you sacrifice red gadget, if it attacks your opponent directly, inflict another 500 points of damage to your opponent. And if you sacrifice yellow gadget, if it destroys an opponent's monster by battle, inflict 700 damage to your opponent. The 2 I would sacrifice for this, me personally, would be yellow gadget and red gadget, because 300 attack points can help at points, but You got other spell cards in for machines like limiter removal, and I'll cite any other like Ancient Gear Tank. I'm looking through my deck right now. Ancient Gear Castle, Ryoku, all of that. Okay, now moving on to the next one, Ancient Gear Golem. The most, I think this is like the ace of a Ancient Gear deck. Now, it can't be special summoned, so like Ancient Gear Beast, you can't bring it back from the graveyard. And when it's battling a monster with that's in defense mode, if this had 3,000 and the monster had like 2,000 defense, the opponent would lose 1,000 life points. So that's very good. And if it attacks, your opponent can't activate any exposure traps. Again, like most Ancient Gears, that's how it goes. The only two that so far the only one I've seen so far that's allowed to be affected by spells and traps when it attacks is Ancient Gear Galvatron Chimera. I think that's how it's going to be for this guy too. Ancient Gear Galvatron Dragon. Now, the way this guy goes is, like Ancient Gear Galvatron Chimera, it depends on which gadgets you sacrifice for it. If you don't sacrifice any of them, you don't get any of these abilities. So, but it still has 3,000 attack and 2,000 defense. So yeah. All right. So here's how it goes. Oh wait. Oh, this can't be. If it attacks, guess what? You can't activate spells or traps. So yeah. If you attribute green gadget during the battle between the attacking card and defense card whose defense is lower than the attack, difference is dealt to damage, same as Ancient Gear Golem. If you tribute red gadget, if it inflicts battle damage to your opponent, inflict 400 points of damage. If this card destroys your opponent's monster by battle... Wait, what? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought the red gadget and yellow gadget effects were the same. Pardon for the no talking there. Yeah, if it destroys your opponent's monster, you inflict 600 points of damage. Yeah. Okay, well that's it for the Ancient Gears. That's all I have for Ancient Gears in my deck. Now we're moving on to the other ones. First we have Gear Golem, the Moving Fortress. Once per turn during your main phase, by paying 800 life points, this card can attack your opponent directly. Therefore, that's why it has 800 attack points. You lose the same amount of life points as your opponent would. Which is why I have did I put it back in my, did I take it out of my deck? I don't think I took it, yes I did. Hang on one second, I'm putting a card back in my deck that I took out from before. Red gadget, oh wait a minute, there's two of them. Give me my red gadget. Two red gadgets. Its ability allows you, when this card's summoned, doesn't matter how it's summoned, you're allowed to add a yellow gadget from your deck to your hand. So yeah. Next we have two yellow gadgets. When this card is normal summoned or special summoned, you can select a green gadget in your deck and put it in your hand. And last but not least, for the gadgets, we have, guess who? Green gadget. Now, his ability allows you to add a red gadget from your deck to your hand. Now, this is just a cycle. You summon a red gadget, you bring yellow gadget. You summon yellow gadget, you get a green gadget in your hand. You summon green gadget, you get another red gadget in your hand, and it just goes on and on until you run out of gadgets in your deck. It does get annoying for the opponent, I think, but oh well for them. Boot Up Soldier Dread Dynamo. He has 0 attack and 2,000 defense, but his effect is excellent. When you have a face-up gadget monster on your side of the field, this card gains 2,000 attack points. It's only a 4-star monster, so you don't need tribute for it. Say you had a green gadget on the field. Boom, you got 2,000 attack, 2,000 defense. Which is pretty awesome, I think. Then we got 3 of these. Heavy mech support platforms. This is a Union monster. You can only equip it to a machine type, and its attack and defense are increased by 500 when it's equipped to a machine. Unfortunately, only one Union monster can be equipped to a monster at a time. So, yeah. And here's the only normal monster of my deck, Mechanical Chaser. He has 1850 attack, which is pretty weird. I mean, back like when Yu-Gi-Oh! First started, that was common that monsters had like 450s, 550s, so on attacks. And he's actually pretty strong for a 4-star monster. Just 1850 attack. I mean,